right, if you're like me, you've been taking pictures with your phone of textures to use in Photoshop later for a really long time. And as you can see, here's my Google Drive folder. I've got this folder that goes back to 2016. I've got literally thousands of images in this folder of rocks and concrete and sunsets and brick walls and my windshield during the car wash and brisket that I've smoked, all types of things that I've taken pictures of. And I use these in Photoshop as elements in design work, right? So I bring them in, I posterize them, I do all kind of crazy stuff. Here's some broken glass, all kind of things in Photoshop to make text and backgrounds and a lot of stuff look better, look more realistic, and have a lot of visual interest. And guess what? We can use all of these assets that you've worked so hard to get throughout your professional career. We can be using these in Midjourney, and I want to show you how. So I can't do all of them on this video, so I picked out 3. So we're going to be using this rusty diamond plate pattern. We're going to be using this crinkled paper pattern, and we're going to be using this stained concrete pattern. This actually kind of looks like leather, but it's actually concrete. So we're going to be doing that in Midjourney. See this little button here that says add images? Just click that. And of course, I've downloaded these images from my Google Drive, and I want to upload them real quick. Now, maybe you've got a folder where you keep these or whatever. Doesn't matter where, as long as you get them in. You could also add these in with a URL if you've got an online library. Works just as well. And here are our images. Okay, now here's what we're going to do is we're going to have a prompt here, and we're going to be making a couple patterns today. These are patterns you could use to digitally print some fabric or maybe social media backgrounds or whatever. This literally could be anything that you want to design, but we're using these textures to modify. And before we get going, I just want to show you how this looks with just the prompt. And I'm also going to add some mood boards. So I want to show you just the prompt real quick, right? This is the plaid pattern just with the prompt. It's pretty basic. It looks just like plaid that you've probably seen forever, right? And pretty interesting, right? But nothing too crazy. Okay, so when we add the same prompt, and then we also add our mood board, and we're going to be using mood boards with their textures, so let's go ahead and get them going, right? We've got a global profile. I highly recommend you start creating one of those. And I've also got one that's just bold color. Now, bold color is a mood board that I created with a lot of images I made in Midjourney, and it's all like neon colors and bright yellows and reds and blues, really striking images, okay? And there's hundreds of them in there. And we just turn that on. Right now, I want to show you what this is like with the mood boards on, and then I'm going to go ahead and add these textures. As you can see, there's a big difference, right? Now let's go ahead and let's do some with the textures, okay? Now, here's where it gets really fun. We're going to take that crumpled piece of paper and we're going to use that as an omni reference. And we're going to take the diamond plate, the rusty diamond plate, and the stained concrete, and we're going to use that as style references. We're still using our mood board right now, but we want to control the level of intensity with the style reference. Our default is 100, and the range, by the way, the volume knob, if you will, goes from 0 to 1,000. And what we want to do is we want to be just right under the default. So we do a style weight of 80, and for the omni reference, we want to do a omni weight of 80 as well, right? And so when we use these at full strength, things get a little weird. So we're toning it down a little bit because we just want a little influence to see what this is going to do. And because I like to create a lot of things at once, I like to do the repeat parameter, because instead of getting 4 images, I want to create 16 images. And that way, if I find something I really like, I can start playing with it. So here we go. Now here's where it gets really fun. So you see what it's like with just the prompt. here's the prompt with the mood boards, right? And here's the prompt with the mood boards and the textures, okay? Now you can see the kind of difference this makes. It gives it a little wrinkle. It makes it look more natural, makes it look more authentic. Some of these are really kind of striking. That one looks really neat. And so how would you use this, right? So if you're a fabric designer, you're doing something where you're creating a series of images, maybe you're doing an outdoor brand, you could be using this to create new products. You could be using this for social media. You could be doing a lot of stuff with it, and it doesn't look computer generated. It looks realistic. It has a certain kind of flair and ambiance to it that you just can't get, and it's really hard to describe that with words. That's the reason why you want to apply some textures to this stuff, because it gives you a better end result. Now, I've got the next level here, and this is the really fun part. We're going to add an SREF code, right? Now, this SREF code is really for drawing, right? It has no business, this aesthetic has no business with this type of image, but we're going to do it anyway because I love the results, and I want to show you why. And we're going to do repeat 4 like we always do, okay? Now, this is going to just blow your mind. All right, so look at the difference of quality that we got, right? Maybe it's a subjective thing, right? So here's our last bunch. This is without the SREF code. This is with the SREF code. See how it adds just a little bit more granular difference? There's just a little higher quality to the image. And that's what I really like about this, is that it's giving you something that's just really awesome. And that's because we're combining, think about this, a prompt, mood board, images, plus an SREF code. So this is a whole giant pot of gumbo here, and everything adds a little flavor to it. And then if you like something, that one of these, like, man, don't you love that one? We could do very subtle, and we could do very strong. In fact, we could do very strong twice. And now this is how, if you find something that you really like, this is how you start pushing it into different directions. Here you can start changing and adding some prompts with the remix tool. You could use the edit. You could do a lot of different things here to get to where you want to go. So here's the one that we liked. Did we improve it? Remember, we're looking for something unique. Would you buy a shirt or a dress that had that pattern on it? Maybe a pillow, maybe a bedspread, maybe some curtains for your log cabin out in the woods. Who knows, right? That one's really cool. So what we're looking for is we're looking for something that's really unique that nobody's ever seen before. Look at that. Don't you just love this light blue right here? So this is what's really great about this technique, is that you're combining some things that have no business together, right? You wouldn't think a rusty diamond plate had any influence on plaid pattern, but it does, because it's symmetrical. It's got variables. It's got different shades. The same thing here with this, the same thing here, stained concrete. That adds into this flavor, but we control it with those weights, okay? And that's the secret of using these things, right? So anyway, hey, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget that we've got a lot more stuff like that in our Midjourney Experience community and newsletter. Just go to midjourneyexperience.com and get signed up. Our newsletter comes out once a week, and we also have a school community where you can join with other folks learning Midjourney just like you. That comes free with a subscription. Would love to see you there. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate you guys. See ya.